Next, I'm going to go to Rami with oxygen.
Hello, ministers. It's a pleasure to meet you again. And actually, my questions, like my Zia's colleagues asked, but for the Egypt side. There is an Egypt governmental team coming or came at April 7 to 9 and discuss big opportunities in mining in Egypt, especially for the critical minerals of Canada. And there is a great opportunities there, and the governments are willing to cooperate in this critical time for Canada with the Canadian government. And there is a lot of governmental bodies or figures were attending, especially from Ontario governments. So what do you see these opportunities that the Egyptian government offers for Canada? And are there any possible cooperation in the future, especially if its east side have a rich minerals and needed by Canada?
So we have a really strong relationship with Egypt. As you know, we got about a $1.2 billion trade relationship between Egypt and Canada. So we want to grow that. We see this as a massive potential. We're proud of the diaspora. The Egyptian Canadian community does amazing things in Canada. So we want to lean into that. So right now we're selling a great deal of commodities, particularly, things like ore, iron, steel, though are major exports into Egypt. But we also, like 90% of Egyptian exports to Canada are gold. So we understand that there's a huge potential for doing more trade, more processing, more jobs. Of course, our friend Sharif Sabawi, the first Egyptian and Coptic ever elected in Canadian parliamentary history, he is bringing delegations to meet with Graham, with Chris and others, and we're going to be engaging with them. I don't know specifically that group versus others, but we're meeting with government officials, including the ambassador, to really emphasize we want to be a market of choice to support their economy and ours. And obviously, we understand that we've got a lot of technological advantages in nuclear, we've got power, we've got processing, but we can learn from each other and we can support each other's economic growth. So I would say a similar message to others. We want to build a relationship that allows us to move away from the US, decouple from China. And that means more trade with, for example, the North Africa region, more trade in Europe, more trade in South America, more trade in emerging economies, so that we're never beholden to one man or person who's not particularly level-headed. And I'm being very diplomatic right now. So.
Okay, I'll not follow up, but I wish this will be continued in a practical projects because the atmosphere is ready for this.
Yeah,